Hello and welcome to this I'm Possible Life podcast. I'm your host, Lisbeth Koenig, and today's topic is purpose. So, one thing about hitting milestones like perimenopause or menopause is we can sometimes get in the mindset of like, I thought I would have found my purpose by now, or I thought I would have accomplished so much more by now, right? And you can get into what one might call a midlife crisis. And I've been hearing this often this week. It's come up in two of my podcasts. It was like the main focus and like some of the audios I was listening to. And so today I'm going to share with you my thoughts about purpose. So, have you ever seen the musical Avenue Q? Very good. But there's a main character in there, and he is obsessed with finding his purpose. He's like, I don't know how I know, but I'm gonna find my purpose. And that is like the message that comes from everywhere in media. It's like this thing that you have to find, and you've got one, and you have to figure out what it is. So we're gonna put a twist on that if you hadn't guessed. Also, side note, if you have never listened to the music of and or watched Avenue Q, that is a must add to your list. Sesame Street for adults. All right, so purpose. It's not necessarily something that you find, it's something that you live, right? Let's shift our mindset around this. Purpose isn't something you do, like it's not a job that you have, it's an organization you work for, organization that you start. All of those things are vehicles to living our purpose. It's a little nuance there, right? So if you can broaden your definition of your purpose to be bringing joy to the world, think of how many different ways that can happen and how successful you can be. Often, when you find someone who feels like they've been failing at life and they haven't been good, it's because their definition or what counts as failure for them is like this big. If you're listening to me on audio, I'm like spreading my arms all the way wide. And their definition of success is like this big, less than an inch, right? How is that serving you? It is not. So one of my favorite cards that I pulled from Gabby Bernstein is um, you make more of a difference than you realize. That's not the exact words, but it's basically the idea that we are impacting people all around us all the time. And so we can bring intention to that, right? My goal is to spread joy wherever I go, to bring joy, to make that human connection, right? And think about the moments of joy in your life. It's little things. And so we cannot discount those little things, right? Looking someone in the eye and asking them how they are and like staying to hear their answer. That's one. Holding a door for someone. That's another one. Like bringing a coffee to a colleague or um, sending an email that just says, hey, I noticed you've been doing like so much work and I appreciate all that you're doing. Like those little things where we can raise joy. But also like if there's something that feels in alignment with you, like something that you really matters to you and really you really care about, and then you do work towards that, it's energy bringing, right? That's your purpose. And your purpose, it doesn't mean like that is the thing that is your purpose. What it means is that you have found an activity that is in alignment with you and in alignment in how and being in service to the world. And so it's going to shift over your lifetime. Your interests are going to change, your opportunities are going to change, your skill levels are going to change. And so you're going to that will constantly be changing. And so we have to shift our mindset around thinking, how can I bring more joy to my life and more joy to the lives around me? What is that going to take? Is there a project that you know will be really impactful? Maybe it's scheduling out time to like make sure that you're doing that activity. But then realizing that the whole setup, not just like it's not some end point, right? It's living your purpose, doing things that bring you fulfillment, bring you joy, and spread joy around you. There's this TED talk that we show to our students every year in the beginning of the year in our leadership workshop, and it is called like lollipop moments. And this guy is sharing about how he worked at a college campus and One day he was like handing lollipops out to people who were waiting in line to register for college. And he saw this one girl and he handed the lollipop to the guy in front of the girl and said, "Turn around and give this lollipop to the lovely lady behind you." And both of their faces turned all red, and the crowd laughed, and and that, like, well, like, they laughed. I haven't told the rest of the story. I just jumped ahead of myself. He hands her the lollipop. She takes it, and he turns to her parents and he says, "Haven't you taught your daughter not to take candy from strangers?" So the line erupts in laughter. And prior to this, the girl had been so nervous and looking around her and deciding that this wasn't for her. And her parents had said, just go, let's try it out. And if you don't like it, we can go home and you can change your mind. So she had decided that she was going to change her mind. But that moment made her realize, you know what? I can do this. Right. And so years go by, like, and this guy's the lollipop hander outer is about to graduate. And he gets this letter. And or was it a letter or someone basically she comes up to him or she writes him a letter, I can't remember, telling him, I was going to quit that day. And she's like, I don't know if you remember me, but you handed a lollipop to this. So she told the story and he was like, I don't remember that. He does not remember doing that. And he changed the trajectory of her life. So much so that she was still dating the guy that handed her the lollipop. Little moments that we don't even remember can change the trajectory of someone else's life. So if you are feeling like, oh my God, I am already hitting perimenopause or menopause or whatever is for you, and I feel like I have not accomplished what I wanted to accomplish in my life, stop right there. Stop. Because you have had an incredible impact on a lot of people in this life. And you need to recognize it, and you need to recognize yourself for it. You need to give yourself credit. And then if day to day you're not feeling the joy, you're not feeling the alignment, you're not feeling like you can bring that energy of spreading joy, then what little shifts can you make? Maybe it's just a mindset shift, but maybe it's an action shift, right? Remember, those actions that we do, those are vehicles for living our purpose, not finding our purpose is not something you find. Purpose is something you live. Also, people get purpose confused with goals. They are not the same thing, right? Again, those goals, those are vehicles to living your purpose. What you want to find is things that are in alignment with you, ring true to you, bring you joy, and bring joy to those around you, and bring meaning to your life. And it doesn't matter how that comes. It can be with your children, with your partner, with your parents, with your colleagues, with the stranger down the street. Open up, widen your definition of purpose and live your purpose. All right, that is what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please pass it on, spread the word. I'd love for more people to get access to this. And I'll see you next time.